Before we start the video, really important news, guys. So we just partnered up with a company called Hadashida International, and they're about an hour away from where we live. They've been around since 1949, which is like ridiculous. I personally purchased everything from them, from gis, rash guards, tape, belt, mats even. I've even purchased mats for some of my clients because I drive over to their homes, and we got them mats as well. They have absolutely everything you need. So in this partnership, it's pretty much a basic affiliate program. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave a link down below in this video. And then anytime you guys need anything related to gis, whatever, belts, soap, they even have soap, believe it or not. Save that link, because that link is attached to our profile. It'll send you over to their website, and then whatever you purchase, which by the way, they have amazing prices on everything. It's really, really fair. But when it sends you over, when you purchase something, we get a small kickback from that just to really help push this channel forward. And let me tell you, I made a promise to, Bianca before we even started this whole thing, if we ever partnered with a company, I would never partner with anyone that I personally don't use myself. And I do use them. I even actually ordered a gi. There's a gi coming in right now, a black gi, Fuji, which personally I always go Fuji, but I ordered and that's another thing. You can get any kind of brand you want. Yeah, Hayabusa, Fuji, whatever you want. They have everything. So that's it, guys. So just save that link, put it in your browser, in your documents, on your phone. Anytime you guys need anything, just use that link. And it'll really, I'm telling you, it'll make a huge difference. I really appreciate it. And now let's go to the video. Okay, let's get ready to go. Okay, so we're finally here. Gotta put on this stupid thing, and then we're gonna go upstairs and start training. What's going on, man? How you doing, Jimbo? You good?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you're gonna be here. Oh, good to see you, bro.
This is weird, isn't it?
I know, right? It does feel weird. Yeah.
Ignore the camera. I have to record for him. Hey, how's it going?
Oh, amped, man. Okay, let's go get changed. I'm gonna get changed, and I'm gonna go on that through. Okay, drag it, right? Just push it to the side, use your legs, and notice how I keep these two grips. Now, maintain this push, because he's going to try to bring the arm back, and I want to maintain my arm stiff. I'll go around using this right. Now, here's where it kind of went sour, right? So, when you build your base, you want to think about, like you did, put your weight on that top leg. When you sit up, don't sit up going forward, sit up going backwards. So, if I do this, right? I sit up going backwards. If I go forward, you're going to feel this feeling, and then he's going to back out, and I'm going to sit up. So you always want to think about when you're chasing the back. So now if he tries to buck forward, I feel fine. Now I can get my seatbelt forward, and throw my hook in from here, and see how I sit back again. Okay, so let's give it a
I feel like I'm gonna fall.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Okay, so I tried. The only thing you'll need, because the framework is fine, it's not like the framework is not. When you're ready to stand up, it's ideal when you want to balance, you post on your hand, not your elbow. So right now I'm on my elbow because I have to.
Yes.
But when I lifted that free leg out, I have to set, and then I can seatbelt, or you can throw the other way. So do exactly what you did, except the moment you feel off balance, post your hand and sit back. And then when you spin, now, a couple inches back, and sit behind it. Good. You can even put this foot on the mat. And now what happens is you have stability now. So whatever he does to buck or move, you're good. Right? And then you can decide to throw the second hook in, and now seatbelt, and then you're good. So, let's imagine that I break the grip and this guy really hunkers down that elbow. It's a real problem because you're just not going to move it anymore. Especially, it doesn't even have to be that strong of a person. Like, it really just, the physics of it, it just makes it a real problem. So how are we going to get this arm from this side to the other side? So all that matters is that you want to think of it as trench warfare, meaning that we have to make ground inch by inch. It's not going to be a clean shot from one end to the other if they resist in that manner. So first thing I got to do is get an elevation with this arm. So if his elbow's really tight and I need to get him in the air, extend your hip. So the first thing is extend the hip. When I extend the hip, I get a little bit of clearance from the ground, which allows him what? To just adjust the arm slightly. Because I don't want his elbow on the mat. His elbow on the mat is really sticky and hard. I want to make sure it's on my belly. Now watch what happens. So from this position, I lift my hips up, move it to the center, pulse my foot on the hip. When I pulse my foot on the hip, no matter what he does now, he's not going to get that elbow on the ground. Right? It's just like a wall in front of him. It's too strong. Now watch what happens. Make sure though this whole time your closed guard is still tight. Don't be lazy with that leg here. So make sure it's nice and tight. Now watch what happens. My body is going to form a hill going like this. You'll see in a second. So as I hip escape, I form a hill going down. Now what does that do? That allows me to basically just push his elbow down the hill. And there's no way. He can resist all he wants, but just the physics of it going down is going to be too difficult. Now watch what happens. Now we pull the leg. I can lock my legs back up, pull, hug, continue everything the exact same process. Doesn't really change. So again, if his elbow is really hammered to the ground, you're not going to be able to just lift it. There's no way. And even if you could, don't go with that kind of habit. It's not good long term. So first thing is extend, lift my hips up, move it to the middle as much as I can. And the inching part comes through this. If I can't just drag it one shot, I do a few bumps. It's easier to do a couple bumps than one big pull. So if he's too strong even to move his arm, just do a couple bumps. Pulse that foot on the hip escape, build that hill, slide it down, drag with the leg, up the back. Also, another thing I was noticing, some people had a problem when they were basing, they felt they were going to slide forward. So when they lift up, make sure you sit back. If I maintain this forward posture, people will actually lift their butts up and they'll slide. So always make sure, once you get to the top of this position, from your elbow, go to your hand, sit behind him. Seatbelt, if you don't get this hook in, it's not too big of a deal, just fall to the side, insert later, or ideally, if you can, if you left that space open, just lock that in. So you want to think about, once you get that bottom hook in, adjust your weight back, that way you're in balance. And if you want to move that elbow across, you want to do it inch by inch rather than just try to drag it over. Okay? Let's go. Commit.
Basically, over here. Yeah. Here I try to move that shoulder over and attack.
That could work. You can also go for that armbar, eh? That's a prime armbar position.
With both hands?
Yeah, because he's in that gray area.
Yeah, I'm like just one step below.
So it's like, because
Wait,
the...
on camera. Ken's on
I
camera.
want to get everything you're doing wrong.
Don't catch my white hair, okay?
Depends
Do
on
not
the
catch
audio.
my white hair.
So, there's, you know, the two zones. The green zone, which is like, green here, I'm good, because like the submissions are hard. Same thing here, green zone, I'm good. It's when you're there, in this middle. So that is in the middle. Like, this is like in the middle spot. So literally, he has enough hip mobility, right? This is really what he needs his hips to be mobile.
Yeah.
Right? But if I'm like this, and he tries to move his hips, that's the problem. And if I'm here and he tries to armbar, I'm too far. This is like that sweet armbar. This would be here, boom, that's it.
And then here.
Do you remember the hamstring? Curling the hamstring with
May I?
Yeah.
Maybe that's what you
Make the right, make the same grips, but do the other foot on the right.
There you go.
Exactly. Yeah, so I'll finish it off now. So again, obviously you guys know I'm going to be moving up. I don't know the exact date of when I'm going to be opening, but on our three platforms, the YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, I'm going to be posting a sort of a blog series, kind of like an inside look on the process of opening a school. A lot goes into it. Like really, there's a lot that goes into it. So I want to give you guys a look on that, see the process, you can see my emotions going up and down. I have a relatively low stress tolerance, so you can see me do this a lot. So watch through that. I want to end it off with saying that this was a very powerful 10 years in my life. So I came here when I was 17 years old. 17 years old, I'm 27 now. Everything I learned was here. I swear, like everything was here. I left high school, came to the gym at probably like 3:34, drilled for 2 hours on like the bag. Where is it? Yeah, that bag over there. That guy over there taped to the wall. that guy drove in that bag for 2 hours before class, then did a normal class, then trained again until my parents came up and were like, yo, you gotta go. And they did that, I did that every single day for probably like years. Anytime I needed help, I went to his office. He was always there for me. He was essentially pretty much a father to me because for the most part I saw him more than my dad. And one thing I realized in martial arts was that once you train for a while, it sort of goes from wanting to be really powerful, really strong, and then it sort of just kind of morphs and changes, and then your outlook becomes more like, man, the process of development, like the personal development that I had from a kid. Most of you guys know me, I was a real kid. Like, a lot, I mean, I still kind of am, but a lot of stupid jokes. Some of the guys back there know. So, some of the guys in front too. So I had a lot of stupid jokes growing up, and it was a long process of being around people who were really wise and mature, and they really helped me a lot. They were so patient with me. I could not have asked for a better team. I swear to God, if you're here for the first time, you two guys are you're new, telling you guys are so good, stay here as long as you can. I swear to God, it's no joke. So, treat martial arts, if you're new, treat it as a way of developing whatever your goal is right now, strength, technical ability, status maybe, which is a bad ambition, but that was my ambition in the beginning. I'm guilty of it. But as time goes on, really pay attention to what's happening to your mind. Pay attention to what's happening. Really reflect, because you're going to look back every year and you're going to say, wow, that was a pretty stupid thing I did, saying that to this person or doing that. Or I was pretty cocky about my skill until I rolled with, a professor or some other guy. He really beat my ass down, and now I'm thinking of something different about myself. Go with that, please. Don't just be so stuck in the technical ability. It's important, but you'll lose yourself there. Your ego will get caught up, and then at some point you're not going to be the same person anymore. I've seen a lot of guys at other schools, they train for so long, and they have the same attitude as you would find at a bar. Those guys are, yeah man, you keep kicking down. Like, they have the same attitude. It's so bad. Like, I hate that attitude. So pay attention, hold each other accountable. Honesty as a team is the biggest thing. Like, one thing we did in the afternoon classes was we would always sit down, Professor and I used to do this too, just really talk about what's going on with our minds, how are we feeling, how's our skill developing, have I been bad, have I been good? Like, you really have to have that dialogue, man. I'm telling you, once you get that kind of synergy going on, that was what I was looking forward to the most in this year and a half. That was the number one thing. It was, besides the technical skills, the rolling, to sit down and talk and converse with people that I love conversing with, that would tell me if I'm doing something wrong. It was really amazing. So, very thankful for Professor for providing that environment. It's really hard. I can imagine it's really hard to provide that. But we have it here. We have it here. Stay. Okay, guys? Thank you very much. I hope to see you guys up there. Please, any one of you, visit anytime you want. My doors are always open. Okay, guys? Thank you.
Actually, I just want to say one last thing, especially considering all the kind words like Professor. So Estefan is now a professor. You've seen the white bars, and so he's been black belt for I think it's like 3 years, 2 years. So he's a full professor. I still don't know what to call him, whether I just call him Estefan or coach or professor. But I'm going to call him for this last class, Professor Estefan. I am very, very honored to have him as a student. I've had literally thousands and thousands of students, and each one is affecting me in different ways. But I would say Estefan, our Professor Estefan, is he's definitely one of my most unique students in many ways. Like in the ways that in the skill that he's achieved and how he's developed as a person. I can't be more proud of the way he's developed as a person. I'm so impressed, and the more time you spend with him, I think the more you will be impressed. And then even for what I have gained from the relationship, I would say the vast majority of the relationships that I have teaching is more just like a giving relationship where I just output and that's it, right? And I don't get really that much back. But I would say in this case I've gotten a tremendous amount back, right? So I thank Professor for that as well. We hope to see him as much as possible. We'll go visit. We hope that, if he has time, he'll come visit as well. So that's it for class, guys. Let's line it up. Stop. Thanks very much. This is the awkward thing. We're not supposed to shake hands, but if you guys want to. I have to bow out of this because I have an infant son and I got to be very careful for him. But if you guys want to,
That's all we do. You guys do whatever you want.
but just over on that side. Thank you guys. And then again, open training on mats 1 and 3.